This song is our brand new single. It's called Best Seat in the House, and we're songwriters, so we like to talk, so I hope we're just keeping you out of work for a little while, if that's cool. We wrote the song about my dad who passed away, so anybody that's lost somebody in your life, it's really about having the best seat in the house, and they still have it. He used to call me every day at 6 o'clock, and it would be seriously no later than 6:05, and every day. And you know how when your parents call, it's just like kind of annoying at the same time because it's every day, and you're asking the same questions, and you're like, Dad, and he was like, how's Preston? I'm like, he looks the same as he did yesterday, Dad. Everything's fine. Well, how's my baby boy? He's doing good. How's the wifey? She's doing good. I'm like, he goes, all right, I'm just calling to check in. You know how I check in? I'm like, I do. And I'd do anything in the world to get that call back now, man. And you kind of take advantage of it. Not that I didn't love him, but, parents can be that way sometimes. And now that I am a parent, I totally understand. And his dream was to see me play the Grand Ole Opry. And he's like, I know someday, man, you and Preston are going to be up on the Grand Ole Opry. He goes, did they call? I'm like, Mr. Opry's not going to call me, Dad. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. He's like, oh, yes, they are. He's going to call you. I'm like, there is no Mr. Opry, Dad. But he was such a positive person and a positive influence in my life. And they did end up calling. They called our management, and they asked us to perform a song called Keep in Mind. And we got to play it, but it was 3 months too late, unfortunately. And he had passed. So it was a very emotional day. It was Mother's Day weekend, and our family was out there, and obviously my dad wasn't. And we had to sing this song, a slow song called Keep in Mind, and I'm like, how am I going to do this? This is impossible. And I just remember something grabbing a hold of my backbone, man, and, he said, don't be a chicken shit, let's do this. And I pointed up to him, and, I dedicated it to him, and then that's when Preston had this wonderful idea.
Yeah, I was kind of sitting back on the piano, and in that particular song, Keep in Mind, I would play the piano and Chris would step out and sing that song. And at the Grand Ole Opry, man, there's this circle. It's a wooden stage, but there's a circle of wood. And when you step into that circle, you have made it to the Opry. It's a coveted moment. And we decided to play Keep in Mind first, and Chris would step into the circle first. But we're a duo, so I was like, man, I wish I could step in there with him. I will on the next song, but the very first one, he stepped in first, and I was like, you know what, that's cool. So I'm back there playing the piano, and he stepped in, and he dedicated the song to his dad, and I had this perfect visual of the whole Opry from where I was that nobody else had, and it was a sold-out crowd. There wasn't an empty seat, and Chris dedicating the song to his dad upstairs. And I was like, man, I bet his dad has the perfect view, better than all these people, and that thought came and went, and I started playing the song. We sang the song, and after the Opry performance, the Gatlin brothers was part of the big night for us. They introduced us to the Opry that night, and so we're backstage, and I'm putting Larry Gatlin in a headlock, and we're taking pictures and just having fun, and we're having such a great time. I can't find Chris. I realize Chris isn't there. I look over, and Chris is kind of off in the shadows backstage, and he's got tears coming down his face. So I went over to him, and I said, man, what's going on? He says, well, tonight's perfect, but it would have been better had my dad been here, And I was like, dude, I got to tell you about this, man. I was sitting at the piano, and you pointed up, and I think your dad's got the best seat in the house tonight. And we just kind of stopped crying for a minute.
I was like, will you repeat that again, please? In the middle of tears, I'm like, you need to say that one more time.
And I was like, I'm already typing it in my phone. Your dad's got the best seat in the house tonight. And it was just one of those moments that comes to you from experience and from something that happens, and emotional heartstrings. And so we said, we agreed right then and there we would try to write that song someday. We just didn't know when, and 8 or 9 months later, we wrote this song. We sat down, and with our good buddy Aaron Barker, who's a great songwriter, lots of George Strait cuts and hits, and we told him about the idea, and so we wrote this song called Best Seat in the House, and it's our single right now at radio, and had a big jump this week. We're excited about it, and you just never know what's going to happen with new music and new artists, and so we'll let you guys check it out.